we're going to get down to the topics of many of your things that you mentioned on educational establishments and all as we move along. But one of the points that you did mention, that when you first came in, one of the things that struck you was that at that point of time, the real estate business was known for the industries were the Haji Mastans and everything else. And there was obviously a reputational and a credibility issue. At that time, most of the developer fraternity were family owned, Niranjan Bhai, and which really ran the risk of becoming a personality driven enterprises. Within this, you are one of the first who built an extremely successful professional setup within your system. I know most of them, so I can say with definite knowledge that most of your core team have remained in place today for more than 3 decades. Your attrition rates are perhaps one of the lowest in the industry. I'm sure the audience would love to know, how have you built a professional organization in a sector which is known for a personal developer fraternity, and how have you kept your team intact for so long?
Shishir, I don't know how they have remained with me for so long, to be honest with you. But we treat them as family. Can you imagine working with me? All my top 5 heads have been with me on an average for 30 years plus, working with me. Maybe I'm too soft. I don't know. But they have delivered, and they are good people, and they have all the integrity that you can possibly have. And they are also learning every day. So that's a good part of it. They may not be the best in the country or in the world, but they certainly work very hard in order to see that they deliver the best. So in spite of being average people, most of the people who I picked up at that time were average people, but somehow have surpassed themselves to become very good professional people by working very hard. And I think one of the things they do associate and feel good about is being with the family. So it's a family business, as you said correctly, and they all feel for the company and believe that the company actually is them. It's not a family-owned company as far as they are concerned. As I attended the daughter wedding of one of my staff a couple of months ago, and I visited there, and he said, I came as nobody, and today I'm king. And and he was saying, and I was in the audience, and I felt so good that even my staffer at his daughter's wedding talks about his position in the company as king. And it really made me feel very good about the whole thing, that people took ownership of the whole thing. So I think if you give positive vibes about supporting people and good people, and if you have the integrity of the persons, you can make superior people out of ordinary people. And I do believe that. So you don't need an extraordinary, super intelligent person to actually do very well. You need good people who will work hard and committed to do things which will make a good organization. So sometimes the very best may not be necessarily the best for you, but even the second best or the third best who are there, but they are committed and aligned to you, and you make them feel like a family. I think there is a possibility of doing it. But obviously, it doesn't really matter how you run the organizations or do it. I think what you said about the other part of it, that if it's a consumer-centric organization, which really focuses on the product, which has to be superior, as well as you're committed to the consumers, I think it's a very important thing. So it doesn't matter if it's family-owned or it's professional. It doesn't matter if it's in any other format, what it is done. I think it needs a kind of a passion and a commitment and a kind of a feeling of ownership of whatever it is. I think I agree.
And I'm sure that having a professional setup like this has also then released you and given you time to do so much. Because I'll get back to that question a little later of the enormity of what you do. But I suppose a professional organization then helps you to do many other things in life other than, and perhaps professionally execute your thoughts and vision.
Yes, that's very correct. You can you can actually quadruple the kind of work that you can do if you have good people with you, committed people to you who actually professionally manage a lot of work for you, and you give them a lot of powers independently to act and complete lots of work. And many times decision making is not taken by Niranjan Hiranandani, though people do believe that it's taken by me. Many of the decisions are taken one step down, two steps down, three steps down. And we kind of honor it. People do make mistakes, but we kind of support them if they are done genuinely and bona fidely.